for this first matchup at least. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for the champion. Samuel Knight, of course, is in goal. They have a back four of Odlin Harding, Romain Brackenridge, Ryan Wellington and Trey Bennett. In the middle of the pack, Kasim Priestley, Jashawn Anglin and Demar Rose. Behind Timar Lewis, Nicholas Hamilton, who has 3 goals to his name, as well as Ronaldo Robinson, who will be playing out wide.
The 4-3-3 formation. Yep. It's a really aggressive one. It allows the team to play with the ball and, of course, be able to win the ball back well quickly because of the zones that they occupy across the pitch.
They'll be coached by Ludlow Bernard, of course, as we take a look at Mount Pleasant, and this is their starting lineup with Tafari Chambers between the 6. In front of him, Kimani Campbell, Shaquille Dye, Jamoy Topi, and Sule Makala. In the middle of the park, Alwyn Harvey, Kevon Isaacs, and Ricardo Morris. Up top, Demario Phillips, Andre Fletcher, and the big man, Trevante Stewart. They are coached, of course, by Theodore Tapper Whitmore.
Yes, 4-2-3-1 formation for Mount Pleasant. No shortage of national talent in this squad. They'll be looking to make full use of that here today.
As we take a look at the full-time highlights here, the opening goal came in the 7th minute of play. Topi's effort was parried away by Knight, and Sule Mekala moved well inside the box. There were appeals for offside, but he probably just timed his run to perfection there, did Mekala, when the shot was taken, which is the most important factor there. Stewart did well to keep it alive. Topi with the shot, Mekala with the finish. And Mount Pleasant with the lead early on in the contest. They could have gone further ahead. Morris's effort just over the top. Harbour View found it difficult to get out of their own half, and Trevante Stewart found it difficult to keep that shot down. But he was doing a lot of running, Trevante Stewart. Should have put this one away, but Harding did well to kind of just throw him off, and the Stewart couldn't find the target. Harbour View got more and more into the game. The shot wide of the mark there, and then that was just some wonderful movement between Morris and Stewart, and Phillips would want to do over as he sent that one over. Second half now. Morris's effort dragged wide. Kamal Knight was beaten for all he was worth there. No way he was going to save that. And then the equalizer, Colorado Murray in the 74th minute of play. That was a lovely ball from Anglin. And Murray with a nod over the keeper, Tafari Chambers. Wonderful goal, opening his account this season. Mount Pleasant could have stolen it at the end. Bailey driving it across to Dwight Merrick at the back post. Couldn't wrap his foot around it, and then this opportunity, Bailey thwarted by Trey Bennett. And then this chance again, Knight couldn't hold on, Merrick, and then it was headed over by Anglin. What a shift he had put in here. And Mount Pleasant couldn't get the 3 points. 1-1 at the end of the day. Harbour View with 6, Mount Pleasant with 10 more. Mount Pleasant with 3 on target, so too Harbour View. As I mentioned before, it was a really physical game with Mount Pleasant committing 18 fouls, just 1 more than Harbour View. 6 yellow cards were flashed, and 8 corner kicks to Mount Pleasant, 2 more than Harbour View, and it was Harbour View with the majority of the possession at 52%. Let's go downstairs to hear from our player of the game.
All right, Anglin, you had a very all-action performance. You were everywhere on the pitch. How do you describe your performance today?
Well, I put out a great performance. The coach tell us that we need to go out there and do what we need to do and get these 3 points done. So I have to go out there and do my best.
In the second half especially, you were everywhere. You were starting attacks. You were even clearing balls off the line to help your team get this performance, this result today. How do you think the team overall played today?
Well, we played quite well. In the first half, we didn't put out the full 100 that we must put out, but in the second half, the coach told us what to do, and we go out there and did our best.
All right, thank you.
Okay, thanks.
And then here next, we have Coach Theodore Whitmore coming in.